EA Sports, and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live first-round coverage of the Charity Invitational. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. Always a treat to be in Scotland, Frank, and at one of the oldest golf clubs in the world, Royal Troon.
Yeah, it's getting close to 150 years old. It was first established all the way back in 1878. Actually, the original golf course only had 5 holes on it. But over the Open Championship roster, this has probably been the most successful, or provided the most success to American players. The last 6 Open Championship winners were all American.
Has one of the most famous holes in all of major championship golf, the 123-yard par 3 8th. It's known as the postage stamp, and one of the legends had a really nice moment there many years ago.
The late Gene Sarazen.
Que sí, hombre, que sí. Bienvenidos, amigos. Os saluda Pablo Poker. Estamos de nuevo en Amparo. Han pasado varios meses desde lo último. En este tiempo Amparo ha vuelto con Alberto, que era su cuñado. Ahora está con las niñas, le toca el turno con las niñas hasta febrero. Y bueno, parece que son momentos mucho mejores para la humaneña. Vamos con el hoyo 1, vamos a ver qué tal lo hace Amparo Garikopova.
There's no question, Rich, they are. That we've borrowed from other sports. If you can't make the player better, you can make them more athletic. And in the end, you're still making the golfer better.
A ver si se callan estos de la BBC. Nosotros estamos emitiendo para los canales autonómicos del mundo de habla hispana. Un saludo a Colombia, a México y a España. Vamos con Amparo, a ver qué hace, a ver si se anima a salir en este primer hoyo.
What a great shot.
Genial el primer swing de Amparo.
It's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
315. Second shot. Good look at the green. Should be pretty good right there. On the safe side, that will be a great look at birdie. These putts keep the round together. Tough game, Frank. You can hit 300-yard drives and miss 3-foot putts.
Yeah, there's the ecstasy.
Parece que Amparo puede empezar.
Pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Solid par right there.
Segunda posición mundial para Amparo Garikopova.
Frank, as we step to the tee here at the par 4 second hole, just 391 yards, but a classic case on links golf where the bunkering here is just so much different than a classic American layout.
And it's also where a change of strategy will certainly help. Remember, the ball's going to run it much further here in Scotland than what it will in America. So you can use a shorter club and let that ball to run out to the normal distance you would hit it, perhaps with 2 or 3 clubs more.
And that's going to stay on the fairway here at the second hole.
Está empezando muy bien Amparo Garikopova.
Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go.
Sensacional.
So on the putting surface and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. Long putt here. This will require a good touch.
Está yendo a lo seguro.
Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part.
Even par, currently.
Y otro par para Garikopova,
Continues to hold
que
that
se coloca
sizable
la
lead on the
número
rest of the
1.
field.
Está perdiendo fans desde que no hace bogies.
Now at the third hole here at Royal Troon, and Frank, another sort of short par 4, just 379 yards.
Yeah, simplicity's the key here, Rich. You don't really want to hit the ball more than 280 yards. Reason why is there's a burn there. And then from there, still only a wedge into a green that has 2 tiers.
Un poco ladeado a la hierba.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like.
Le engañó el
Getting
viento.
set for this next shot from the rough. What does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Corea Lorna Cole. El público, como decíamos, está echando. Desde Colombia se está echando de menos los boogies de Amparo. Que mientras la apaguen le da igual. Si es Amparo de práctica. Seguramente si fuera un hombre querría superarse, ser el mejor, pero siendo mujer ella lo único que le importa es la pela.
Wow, way to the right here.
And there's rough over there.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
And setting up here in the rough.
La más lista.
Ahí está. La afición femenina sigue estando con Amparo, Garikopova. Que ha tenido mala suerte ahí.
Well, not quite enough on that one, Frank.
Qué mala
Coming out of the
suerte
rough, not surprising.
la de Amparo.
Considerably short.
In the greenside bunker here, Frank. Nice to go to the beach, but not too often, we hope.
Increíble. Va a hacer boogie, pero
Very
increíble.
nicely done.
Cómo ha
Right
salido
on
del
the dance
búnker.
floor. This
A
would give her
pesar
the
de
bogey.
los desagradables comentarios que hago yo, muy criticados por Amparo, cuando luego en casa se ven los
Amparo es la
vídeos.
Rosy, la remachadora de esta época.
Es una pena porque ahí va a tener un bogey.
So that's a bogey
Y baja la
and now
quinta
to one over
posición.
par for the tournament. And now let's go down to the action at the fourth. It has not gone all that well early in the round for our featured golfer. What do they need to do, Frank, to turn this thing around?
Well, you can't dwell on what's just happened. There's plenty of holes ahead. Look at the scorecard, par 5s to play, things like that. Really pick apart this golf course. There's going to be plenty of opportunities around the corner.
Muy bueno, muy bueno.
Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Well, that is a really good tee shot right there, Frank.
I think that tipped the 300-yard mark.
This is all feel with a lob wedge. Well, that ball nestled down just a bit in that heavy
Bueno, es un
rough.
par 5, no está mal. Puede hacer green en el siguiente.
Aplica restricciones.
Mola esto porque me hacéis el gameplay. Para mí me divierto yo con vosotros.
Frank, I'm thinking back
¿Qué
to
dice Richard?
1989 and the Open
No, nada, cosas
Championship.
mías.
That was sort of our first chance
Pablo,
to
poke.
see the new playoff format at the Open.
That's right, Rich. In 1985, they decided to have a 4-hole playoff.
No sé si
It had
está
been changed too.
bien
In
encaminada con ese
1964, they went from a
59.
36-hole playoff to an 18-hole playoff. And the reason why? My fellow countryman, Bob Charles, won in a 36-hole playoff in 1963. They realized 36 was too much. I think 4 holes right now is just perfect.
Cuidado con el viento. Sensacional, sensacional.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding.
Va a volver a equilibrar.
Almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Y un verde más.
You can see why this player has been compared to a young Rory McIlroy, featured golfer making birdie and now sitting comfortably inside that cut line. Now to the par 3 fifth. Frank, what are you trying to do here?
Really, anything on this green is going to give you a birdie putt. So allow for the bounce and roll. Just avoid those 3 bunkers on the left and that short one right.
Es buena. Excelente Amparo,
Frank
Garikopova.
couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Ha querido asegurar.
Solid, Rich. This one's safely on.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt.
Podría cometer un error aquí. Y no. De nuevo
Now, that's a good
se
par there, Rich.
mantiene en cuarta posición Amparo Garikopova.
Well, Frank, typically when you step up to a par 5, you're thinking birdie, maybe even eagle. But this is 601 yards.
Aplausos
Behemoth.
para Amparo.
It's long and you can get punished for a mistake here, can't you?
It used to be the longest par 5 on the Open Championship Rota.
Se lo
But
merece
remember, there's humps and
verdaderamente.
hollows that can always be used in your advantage. To your advantage. If you aim it down the right side, the ball normally kicks back towards the middle of the fairway. So that's the side to be aiming on.
Es buena, es buena, es
I like
buena.
that.
Good contact, good result.
Plas, 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 plas.
Bailecito de Amparo
Second shot.
Garikopova dedicado para Creomo. Ojo que es un par 5. Qué bien ha colocado en calle Garikopova.
Chance to get it close here. Frank, the beauty of the game, the changing conditions. You've played it all over the world, and you don't play it inside a dome, do you?
Yeah, anybody can play on a fine, still day, but what separates the good from the great is actually days like today. That's when that little extra attention to detail, the better strike, the better swing is certainly going to pay dividends.
Efectivamente, Blue Icon. Así es la vida, esto es como en YouTube, haces un día un vídeo de Minecraft, triunfas y petas y ya no puedes hacer otra cosa. Ese morir de fracaso se llama, lo de Amparo.
This is a good-looking shot.
¡Sensacional!
That was a solid strike and a good result. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
Bueno, pues va a conseguir el par.
Hubert Green once said, 99% of putts left short don't go in. I don't know what happened to the other 1%, but...
Just a couple of feet.
Ahí está.
Still even par for the day. Frank, we're moving inland now, and what are we facing here at this par 4 7th hole?
Just a dog leg to the right, ideally just a little cut off the tee.
Amparo está que se sale, ole por ella.
Otro golpe perfecto. Lástima ese bote.
Well, not this time. That one's in the rough. Might be a tough shot coming up.
Pero todavía puede corregir la situación.
Well, we've got about 135 yards left.
Sensacional, sensacional.
Frank, not close, but from that line, not bad.
No, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich. It's that sneaky distance.
Poco ladeada.
Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the cause.
Y de nuevo se mantiene en par.
Good roll. Solid. That's a par. Frank, the par 3 8th hole, it is one of the most famous little holes in all of golf.
123 yards postage stamp. Pick the wrong club, though, maybe a little too much, and it'll be a green that you'll more than airmail.
La reina del bogey.
Frank missed the green off the tee.
Yeah, but this is certainly a tricky little shot coming up here at the par 3.
Settles in, looking to knock it in tight. Players still fighting the strong winds out there today.
Sensacional.
Pretty good shot right there. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read.
Ahí está.
Still playing even for the
Imparable
day after the par.
Amparo Garikopova en octava posición después de haber estado en la posición
Ready to go here at the
89 o
ninth at Royal
98.
Troon Golf Club. 423
Ha mejorado un
yards.
poco.
What are you looking to do with this one, Frank?
Well, it's another one that's a dogleg left. It's called the Monk, actually, because it faces the village of Monktown. One bunker on the left, 285 yards to carry that, but it's not that you're trying to carry it, it's you're trying to cut the ball off that.
Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon.
Amparo.
Sí, señorita, al hornaco.
Well, that sets
Está
up well for a
excelente,
chance of
Amparo
winning
Garikopova.
here at the ninth. Second shot. Good look at the green.
Se nota que es otra desde que tiene a las niñas en custodia. Sí, lo comentó en su entrevista en la mansión de Cáceres.
Frank, is this one going to be okay?
Yeah, just a little right. Seemed like good contact.
Sensacional.
Good, clean contact and a nice result. And a chance for birdie coming up.
It's no snack, though.
Qué pena porque iba muy
Never
bien.
quite had enough oomph on that.
Yeah, sort of a wishy-washy stroke.
Has this to save par.
Pero sigue sin un solo bogey.
A good effort and a good par putt.
Entre los 10 primeros.
Front nine is in the rear view mirror here at Royal
Banderines
Troon.
de
Rick
la
Story
reina
pleased
del
as always
bogey.
to be alongside Frank Novello, who played Royal Troon in the Open Championship twice. This back nine getting underway, and we start with the 10th hole, and Frank, a blind tee shot.
Yeah, from the championship tees, the hole bends to the left. Really, you don't want to hit the ball more than 280, 290 yards. Otherwise, you'll run out of fairway. From there, just a short iron.
Dificilísimo este hoyo.
Un diamante para la golfista más entregada.
Y ahí está el ánimo de PG Tuning para Amparo Garikopova, que acaba de hacer un swing magnífico.
The second shot now to the par
Vamos a ver si
four.
le puede dedicar este hoyo a PG Tuning. El público está entregado, emocionado.
Richard ficha a Amparo para el Rainbow. Menudo aim.
Sí, señorita Cleo. Menudo swing. Excelente Amparo Garikopova. En su terreno, en donde a ella le
It's
gusta
tasty
colocar la
looking
bola.
right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Third shot, looking for a good one.
punto a cero yo directo estuvo.
That's one of the more depressing sights in golf. You hit a good one, and then it just sucks back too much spin off the green.
Impresionante. Va a hacer su primer bogey, pero impresionante el golpe.
Even par currently.
Bueno, pues bogey para IPG Tuning de Amparo Garikopova. El primer bogey.
It went from bad to worse, and right now, horrible.
What do they say, Frank? Golf spelled backwards is
Flog.
flog. Daunting tee shot here at the par 4 11th, Frank. This is all you want.
Yeah, this requires your best tee shot. Doesn't matter if it goes left to right or right to left. This is a must-hit
Misiones en
fairway.
Rainbow
Otherwise, you don't know
Six
what you're going to
junto al
finish up
grupo
shooting.
de Richard.
Excellent
Difícil
looking
ese
shot
hoyo
here.
también. Y va a colocarse muy en Amparo. Un par 4 muy
She
complicado,
really
muy
hit that tee ball
exigente.
nicely. It is in perfect position, and now she'll have a chance to capitalize. This is the second shot at the par 4.
Ojo que se le puede salir.
That one
Ay,
needs to
qué
hit a
pena,
tree
la vía
or
del tren.
something, because it is headed
A la
out of
vía
bounds.
del tren.
Well, this is always one of the toughest moments in any round. You've made a mistake, you hit it OB, you're disappointed, but you have to regroup, you have to focus, and try to get this next one in play. Now playing 4 after going OB on that previous shot.
Por la bola descarrilada.
Preciosa se pone Amparo en estos momentos.
Setting up for an approach shot here.
Suicide Ball.
El viento le jugó una mala pasada a Garikopova. ¡Ay! Un poquito más y hubiera tenido una
She just hit a
finalización muy
wonderful
hermosa.
shot from back there. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Frank, you hate to miss it from that distance.
More than a setback there.
Bueno, no está mal, no está mal.
Been a rocky road to this point. 4 over par on the round. Back here on the bonny shores of Scotland at Royal Troon Golf Club with just a wee breeze, as they say over here, Frank. On the tee at the 12th.
Yeah, hole that bends to the right, gorse right and left. There's a bit of a mound and rough down the right side. That has to be avoided.
Not the best shot, this one in the rough, but still will have a play from there. Has this from 170 yards away.
Buena salida.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Sensacional.
And Frank, that steady play continues.
Rock solid. Excellent approach shot.
So a tester from 4 feet.
Ahí está.
Good putt.
4 sobre par para Amparo Garikopova.
And now the tee shot here at the 472-yard par 4 13th.
A hole that bends to the right. Ideally hit it down the left side. And then you're playing to a raised 2-tiered green.
Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards. Right in the heart of the fairway.
Los
Green light
organizadores
special.
del evento tienen sus esperanzas puestas en Amparo para que sea KLLA. Que les traiga más público, estarán bien.
Ahí está la cosa, ahí.
Amparo siempre juega en lo orden multitudes.
Sensacional, sensacional.
Birdie try up next. Long putt here. This will require a good touch.
Demasiado largo
Not a
para
very good read right
Garikopova.
there. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt.
Otro
Wow, I
bogey.
thought that was in.
Compañeros de la BBC dicen que como ha podido
Yes,
fallar
up with
eso
the
como si
tap.
fuera fácil. El público está
Are
con
gonna be
ella,
perfect in this
no hay
game.
ninguna duda.
It's a bogey. Frank, what kind of par 3 is the 14th here?
Well, you can get sucked in here. Just 180 yards, which isn't considered that long. But if you look too much at the front of the green, you're going to see that's where the protection is.
Sensacional.
Chance to get it close here. Pretty good shot right there. Shouldn't be a problem here.
De Amparo que salva los
Been a little
muebles,
too much of that,
pero
Frank,
tiene
just
que
sort of
empezar
hold on
a
pause.
levantar esos 5 bogies. Cualquier resultado para ella como este es excelente.
At the 15th, this par 4 is over 480 yards.
The key here really is the 3 bunkers, 2 on the left, 1 on the right. 260 yards gets you past that. If you find the fairway here, then you don't have to worry about the 3 bunkers that are short of this green.
Frank, not overly long, but still a pretty good spot and in the fairway.
Yeah, that's in that 280 mark. Second shot.
Amparo salva los muebles, pero se le está quemando el tapete.
La afición exigente, la de Colombia, ya lo conocemos, lo sabemos, pero es justa porque Amparo podría dar un poquito más de sí. Estamos de acuerdo.
Missed that one, and it is going towards the rough.
Well, Mr. Ball does not meet Mr. Fairway. It's off, rough.
This requires a lot of speed through the ball.
Increíble.
It's like cyber vision. Shot after shot, right at the flag.
Just dialed in. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
Lorna Cole apoyando a Garikopova, su patrocinada. Y ahí está para Lorna Cole, que va. Ese par.
Good roll. Solid. That's a par. Frank, here's the only par 5 on the back 9 at Royal Troon.
You'd think at 542 yards it would be reachable, but the burn that cuts across really limits the tee shot to about 280 yards. So it's very much about placing that second shot in a good distance for your third.
In the 1997 Open Championship here at Royal Troon, you played with Tiger Woods in the 3rd round. What did he do at this 16th hole?
He hit a driver for his second shot into a head breeze from about 270 yards, managed to get it on the green, then knocked it in from about 45 feet for eagle.
You knew he was something special back then, didn't you?
Yeah, he was the only one
No
that
es
even
malo
tried
porque
that
hay una
shot.
calle de agua.
Going to try to put a
Muy
little air
peligrosa.
under this one with a lob wedge. Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go.
Atención.
Good looking shot right here.
Increíble. Increíble.
Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. She continues to play well. This is for her birdie.
Ahí está. Birdie para Garikopova.
You can see why this player has been compared to a young Rory McIlroy, featured golfer making birdie and now sitting comfortably inside that cut line. Final par 3 here at Royal Troon. It's the 17th, and what kind of a hole is it, Frank?
Well, this takes your best long iron shot. Normally plays back into the prevailing breeze. You miss this green on the left, it will run all the way down the hill. The bunkers might look short, but if your tee shot isn't hit properly, it'll puff up into that breeze and certainly find a pot bunker.
Birdie.
Not a huge miss, Frank, but did lose this just a little to the right.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to catch a piece of the green, though.
Birdie try up next.
Molinillas de viento.
This is a
por
pretty
delante.
long putt here. You'd be happy to get this to within 2 or 3 feet. You really want to take the stress out of that next putt.
Sensacional.
That's a nice lag putt. Frank, what would you focus on a long putt?
That 3-foot circle, obviously you allow yourself a little bit more the further and further away you get, but just expectations, lower them a little bit. There's certain distances, just take 2.
Pues con 4 sobre
Frank, how
par
does this 18th hole
se
here at Royal
coloca
Troon stack up
Amparo
against some of the
Garikopova
other
en
finishing holes
30,
in
en la posición
Major
número
Championship
30.
Richard's a stout par 4, 464 yards, so it's sort of in the ilk of a Muirfield or Royal St George's finishing hole. They've had some great 18th holes in Open Championships. This is actually called Craig End. It's the name of the old farm that was demolished at the turn of the century. So the 18th hole, it's certainly grown up and it's flourished to more than a farm.
Y vamos por el hoyo
Frank, not the
18.
longest hitter, but sometimes you win tournaments by putting it in a good spot, and that's where we are right here, 280 yards out.
Yeah, 280 down the middle of the fairway. That'll never get you in trouble.
Frank, I think that's going to the bunker.
Se va a quedar
Looks
muy
like
bien. Muy bien posicionada, pero al final arena. Qué pena.
it. Not missing by much today, but enough to again be in
No
the
es
bunker.
fácil este hoyo.
And an awkward little bunker shot. Just splash it out, let the ball run towards the flag.
¡Increíble!
In the cup.
Increíble
What a
lo que
shot.
acaba de hacer
Can't get
Amparo
much better than
Garikopova. Gracias a los ánimos de Nairo Quintana.
that. Second round coverage coming your way tomorrow. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. So long for now.
¿Quién ha visto y quién ve a Amparo? Pues esta merece cabecera. Digo yo.
Con 2 hombres, pegadito no lo manda. The Pelican is riding hard.
Bueno, pues aquí seguimos en directo. Os saluda Pablo Póker. Y vamos con la segunda manga. Ha estado impresionante. Amparo Garikopova, que escala a la posición número 100. Estaba al final de la tabla. Y vamos a ver cómo se le da en esta segunda vuelta.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today it's live second round coverage of the Charity Invitational. Well, this golf course goes back a long ways, to 1878 in fact. We're at Royal Troon Golf Club in Scotland. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. And Frank, where are some of the scoring opportunities out here?
Well, normally when the Open Championships played, the breeze comes out.
Bueno, pues aquí estamos en Escocia con Amparo Garikopova.
So really, you sort of make your hay on the way
Un
out.
circuito muy complicado también para la española.
That doesn't really change because you have some rather short par fours to start.
Sensacional.
Frank, right where you want to be.
Wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
Second shot. Good look at the green.
No está
Mishit,
mal.
wrong club. What happened there, Frank?
All of the above, maybe. It's a little bit of a head scratcher. It wasn't that hard a shot.
Set to go. Not an easy shot by any means.
Larga, larga. Sensacional.
Safely on the dance floor.
Ahí está el primer par de Amparo Garikopova.
In for par.
Todavía tiene que levantar 3 bogeys.
Frank, as we step to the tee here at the par 4 second hole, just 391 yards, but a classic case on links golf where the bunkering here is just so much different than a classic American layout.
And it's also where a change of strategy will certainly help. Remember, the ball's going to run much further here in Scotland than what it will in America. So you can use a shorter club and let that ball to run out to the normal distance you would hit it, perhaps with 2 or 3 clubs more.
Be a little
Pablo,
disappointed
porque
with that,
te saluda.
because it lands in the rough and it appears to be fairly thick over there.
Just too much juicy grass between the ball and the club face. It's always going to come up short out of that sort of light.
Frank, this is where the mental game really comes into play. You've hit a second consecutive shot into the rough.
This could compound very, very quickly. So now's a chance to just take a little breath, take a breather, and try to make sure this shot certainly gets out.
No es
Frank, anytime you're
fácil.
inside 15 feet, you have to
No
like
es
your
fácil
chances.
ese pot que
Computer gives us
tiene que
13 feet
colocar
to be
ahora.
precise. Really.
Todavía está muy verde en el green. Especialmente en el medio putín.
It doesn't go in. You
Esto
gotta add
es
another one to the
para
scorecard.
And that's
tirarse
where
de
the
los
golf ball's
pelos.
just staring at
Amparo
you.
Garikopova.
Mocking you and laughing at you.
You know, deep down
Fijaros
it's
cómo
not,
quedó la
you know.
bola.
Just a tap in to finish the hole. So another bogey on the scorecard. And Frank, what happened this week?
I think it's a week to forget, Rich.
Now at the third hole here at Royal Troon, and Frank, another sort of short par 4, just 379 yards.
Yeah, simplicity's the key here, Rich. You don't really want to hit the ball more than 280 yards. Reason why is there's a burn there. And then from there, still only a wedge into a green. It has two
Vamos con
tiers.
el hoyo número 3.
Frank, this one's not looking good.
Yeah, certainly not down the fairway line, heading toward the rough.
Pues si antes tuvo mala suerte Garikopova, ahora se le ha parecido Dios. Increíble.
But then I guess you're allowed that in this game.
Settles in, looking to knock it in tight. Frank, over the course of the last 15 years or so, there have been a number of initiatives within the game of golf just to try to grow the sport.
Yeah, we've seen the PGA Junior League, which is a series of competitions, obviously for juniors to play. But the first tee really is worldwide now, just to try and introduce players from all over the world into the game of golf. They're introduced with club professionals, they learn skills.
Sensacional.
To play the game of golf. But in 2014 was a real step, what I think, in the right direction to showcase the junior talent around the world with the drive, chip and putt. Where you actually get a chance to play the drive, chip and putt final at Augusta National, the home of the Masters.
Imagine young kids, boys and girls, 8 years old, 11 years old, being able to go home and tell their friends, tell their families, hey, I have something in common with Jack Nicklaus, with Arnold Palmer, with Phil Mickelson, with Tiger Woods. I won at Augusta National Golf Club. Just a terrible misjudgment on the speed right there.
No se quiere
Just needs to
arriesgar
keep
a
it steady
otro
here
bogey.
over the putt.
Ya ha preferido conservar.
Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week. Just a few too many pars. Rich Lerner back at historic Royal Troon with Frank Novola, who's played the Open Championship on 2 occasions here at this golf course that goes back to the late 1800s. This is the first par 5, Frank, on the golf course, and you would think a chance to make a birdie and get that round started.
It certainly is. Dogleg right, 2 bunkers on the left. If you hit the ball a little bit straight, you'll certainly get into those pot bunkers. The one on the right, most people can carry. You carry that, this par 5, more than reachable.
Está contenta Garikopova.
Second shot coming up here at the par 5.
Y va a intentar tomar un atajo muy complicado. Sensacional. Sensacional.
A great look at birdie. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Vale, y mantiene el par, lo salva.
That's a nice confidence builder right there. You make those for par, and you keep things steady. Now, the first par 3 here at Royal Troon, it's the 5th hole, a little bit more than 200 yards. What's the challenge here, Frank?
A lot depends on the breeze. Plus, remember, you've got to allow for the roll and the bounce here. So anything pitching on the front of the green, let that ball release or kick towards the middle and back of the screen. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Well, that ball nestled down just a bit in that heavy rough.
Club de fans de Garikopova, 10% de
Just trying to make
descuento en
clean
tu primer
contact from the
pedido
rough.
billete con alas.
Down, little Sheba, down! Frank landed it on the green.
It was never going to stop.
No chance. Frank, you always talk about it not compounding the error, but here again, another shot from the rough.
Yeah, if you try again.
Pretty good shot right there. And getting ready for the putt.
Really solid stroke.
Now to the 601-yard behemoth par 5 6th hole. You can pay the steep price here, Frank, for a mistake.
You can. You can't reach this green with your tee shot, so there's no reason to even try. A good drive, if it bounds down the right side and will eventually go left, would perhaps give you a chance to reach
Eso
this
es
par 5
sacarle
and 2.
partido a la Sari. Clemo. Te ha quedado guay. Céntrate. Es muy difícil, estamos jugando en profesional, ¿eh? Y estamos haciendo carrera y no es ni la primera temporada de ella. O sea, está bastante bien lo que hacemos.
Well, this is going to be an interesting day. The wind is howling, or as they would say in Scotland, just a wee breeze. Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon.
She's ended up on the fairway, and with such a good lie, so many more options available now. This is all feel with a lob wedge.
Sensacional.
Third shot, looking for a good one. Good looking shot right here. Safely aboard, about 25 feet from the hole. Fairly long 25-foot putt here.
¡Pa' tu moco! ¡Sensacional!
Will it last? A birdie. Ball's teed up, ready to fly here at the 7th.
Yeah, it's a slight elevated tee, so you see all the problems in front of you. A couple of bunkers down the left, 2 down the right, but it's links golf, so you know where you got to go. That's in between them.
Sí, señora, así se hace.
Efectivamente, porque tiene solo un 78 en birdie, en green. No está nada mal.
Chance to get it close here.
Sensacional.
That is a beauty, a real beauty.
Ooh, chance for birdie.
¡Qué pena!
Wow, I thought that was in.
¡Qué mala suerte la de Garikopova!
Good solid par right there. Now the 8th hole, and if the wind permits, you can take some extra club, sort of get it up in the air and land it softly on the green. I guess the last thing you want is to come in hot and roll it off this postage stamp green.
Well, you really don't want that ball going right either. Those 2 bunkers down the right side they're the deepest ones, and they must be avoided. This looks like it's heading for the bunker.
Frank missed the green off the tee.
Yeah, but this is certainly a tricky little shot coming up here at the par 3.
Frank, there's nothing like catching a bunker shot just perfectly. Splashes out, lands softly, and just runs up to that hole.
Yeah, it's like 3D. There's the component in the strike, where it's going to land, and then the third part of it is how much will it roll.
Amparo a la
Amparo
zanja.
a la zanja.
Amparo a la zanja, efectivamente.
Frank, can you recall a situation where, before an important round, an instructor gave you one small tweak, maybe
Qué guapa se
play
pone
your left toe out, or just
Garikopova
shift a
en
little bit of
estas
the weight
ocasiones.
onto the back foot, where the instructor gave you that one small bit of advice and it made a huge difference?
Yeah, the list is too long, Rich.
Lo está
And it's
haciendo muy
normally
bien.
just someone that you've trusted over the years, and we all make just little bad habits. Sometimes you're stooped over a little bit more than normal. You're not standing tall enough. The ball is too far back in your stance or too far forward. You're making a funny little move, or your grip is different. It's always the little things that add up to the big problem.
Sensacional.
That's it. New member of the 300-yard club.
Good poke right there. This one's sitting up perfectly in the fairway. Only a 135-yard shot. Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
Está muy tocada por lo de antes. Se quedó a 1 milímetro del hoyo. ¡Pato moco!
Normally you'd be happy to take 2 from there. What's one going to feel like? Great putt.
Cada vez que dice para tus mocos, lo dice para su exmarido.
Back 9 here at historic Royal Troon. What's the 10th hole all about, Frank?
It's called sandhills, and that's for a reason. Blind tee shot, especially from the championship tees, where you hit it over the sandhills. Ideally, you want to hit the ball about 280,
Amparo
290
está
yards.
imparable.
Efectivamente, los najos.
There's something about a well-hit shot.
She had a good shot off the tee, and now she has all sorts of options available. Let's see what she does here. The second shot now to the par 4.
This is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. That one ends up in the rough.
Oh, that went sideways.
Frank, out of the rough, best to swing a little bit easier or get after it with all you have.
Well, a little bit in between. Obviously, it's going to require a little bit of strength to make sure that club keeps going through, but it's still the planning of the shot. Once again, check short. Is there anything I have to carry? And even remember, there's always the option of just simply pitching the ball down the fairway and taking your medicine.
Frank, not close, but from that lie, not bad.
No, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich. It's that sneaky distance.
Se quedó
Starting the
corta.
back 9 on a sour note here with a drop shot, bogey at the 10th. These putts keep the round together.
Y de nuevo
Well,
nuevo
we'll never
falla.
know if that had gone in, because it never made it.
Antisensacional.
From this distance, just trying to take care of business. Frank, you know full well, this can be a humbling game.
And an embarrassing game.
Frank, please tell me that I'm not supposed to aim at the gorse on the left side here at 11.
Oh, yes, you do, Rich. But you better keep that ball in the air, and it better stay in the air for a long time. That's the line to the fairway. This is a long par 4.
Se pregunta
Wow,
qué ha sido
way to
de
the
la
right
vida
here.
del
And
ex
there's
de
rough over
Amparo.
there.
Be a little disappointed with that because it lands in the rough and it appears to be fairly thick over there. Second shot coming out of the rough here.
Comentábamos antes que el ex de Amparo, Alberto,
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like
tuvo
it's
que
deep.
cerrar la clínica de poricultura.
setting up for an approach shot here.
Y ahora trabaja de asesor
Getting
de
bounced
la
around
presidencia
today.
del
I think the
gobierno.
winds have been a factor.
There's no question that's been the biggest problem for the players right now, but still, it's playable. It's not ridiculous. It's not unplayable out there.
That's a disappointment right there, Frank.
Yeah, green light special, really. Come up considerably short.
So, Frank, on this approach shot, really all you can do is try to salvage a bogey.
Yeah, just too many mistakes in the compiling. So if you can get out here with a bogey, in some respects, that's a result.
Solid play, heart of the green.
Te desespera la Garikopova a pesar de haber hecho algo imposible. No olvidemos ese magnífico y extraordinario hoyo final que hizo anteriormente.
Frank, how do you size up the 12th hole here at Royal Troon?
Well, first look at 430 yards, you'd think it'd be a rather easy par 4, but that's not really the issue. The issue is course right and left.
Va a quedar muy bien centrada.
Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards. Right in the fairway and 180 yards from here. Safely aboard. Might want to check the GPS on a putt this long.
Eso llegó a Colombia, ¿no? También. Eso que se hace aquí en España. No sé quién lo comentó. El salseo.
Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Don't leave it short. Wow.
Se quedó muy lejos.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Frank, nothing really went the player's way this week.
Yeah, if this was motor racing, you'd say it's a case of having 4 flat tires.
Frank beginning to head towards home. This is the 13th of par 4.
Another dogleg right. Problem isn't really the tee shot here, even though there's undulations and mounds all over the fairway. Second shot's played uphill to an elevated green. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Las condiciones eran horribles para ese swing con el viento.
Y
ha conseguido hacer fairway Garikopova.
Frank, this one's headed way right.
And rough trees, all sorts of problems on that right side.
How tough is this going to be now from the rough, Frank?
Oh, it's tough to say, Rich. I mean, so much is going to depend on that lie. I'm going to need a little bit of luck. Remember, out of the rough, expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
Mishit, wrong club. What happened there, Frank?
All of the above, maybe. It's a little bit of a head scratcher. It wasn't that hard a shot.
Frank, you always talk about it not compounding the error, but here again, another shot from the rough.
Yeah, if you try again.
Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. Shouldn't be a problem here. Wow, I didn't expect that. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Couple shots over par. Heading for home now, Frank, the par 3 14th, just under 180 yards. What's the key here?
Well, it's rather narrow at the front there. There's 3 bunkers, but it's the second 2 that you really worry about that narrow the front of this green up. Plus, the front is slightly raised, so ideally you want it to fly it more towards the middle where it starts to widen up.
You can see a little bit off balance on the tee, and that one is going to be in the rough. Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Well, that's how you do it. Hit it close, take the pressure off that putt. That one should be no problem.
Se sale de casillas, Amparo.
El viento, Blue Idol. Ya sabéis cómo es el viento.
That looked for all the world like it was dead center.
I've got no idea how that missed.
Just a tap in to finish the hole. Been a rocky round. Now at the 15th at Royal Troon Golf Club, 483-yard par 4. This, Frank, is one of the hardest holes in the course.
It's certainly a stout par 4 at that distance. If you're playing it into a head breeze, then 260 yards is certainly going to be a big tee shot. But 260 yards takes all the bunkers out of play.
Good tee shot, right in the short grass. Nice position, short grass, second shot. Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up, it's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Third shot, looking for a good one.
Sensacional.
Well, it's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Well, not in contention, but in for par. Now the lone par 5 on the back nine, the 16th, and while you might be thinking birdie here, you may want to think again. What are the options off the tee, Frank?
Well, really, there's only one option, and that's keep it short of that burn, which is 280 yards. So that makes that 540 yards play that much longer.
Frank, this one's offline.
There's rough and thick stuff over there.
And it is not looking like a good lie. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Settles in, looking to knock it in tight.
Siguiente al lado de IPG y su equipo de colaboradores.
Claro que sí, Blue Idol. Amparo está muy mentalizada y esto la va a colocar muy arriba en la tabla.